I'm good at making pots, but something I'm better at doing is breaking them. Have you ever dropped something on the ground and thought, well, that's been forever? I did that. Well, in Japan, people actually embrace broken pots. This is called kintsugi, which means golden joinery. Every day, hundreds of customers bring in broken pots and give them to kintsugi. These are people who help repair pots and make them into something absolutely majestic and unique. Instead of hiding these flaws, it celebrates them and turns them into something better than before. When I make pottery myself, I learned that perfection isn't key. Why, you may ask? This is because the more you try to make it perfect, the higher chance that it'll break apart. But that's why I absolutely love pottery. It's not just about perfection, it's also about the process, showing creativity, or even just having fun. The first time I made my own pottery bowl, it didn't even look like a bowl. The sides were uneven and it looked bad. But after lots of practice, I started to see progress. And now, after comparing my most and least recent pottery bowl, I'm so glad I decided to take the process. So that's why today I want to share my love of pottery by telling you about its history, present-day application, and future implications. Pottery isn't just an object that carries food or water. It carries human creativity, culture, and technology that lasted for thousands of years. The earliest sign of pottery was during the Neolithic era in the Shaolin Cave in China about 20,000 years ago. These pots had deep on the bottom clay vessels decorated with simple corn-like patterns. The problem was these pots were extremely fragile because they were thin plants, which couldn't produce high temperatures, causing them to break easily. Can you imagine waiting hours for dinner just for the pots to crack when you're starting to eat? Now that's prehistoric takeout problems. After thousands of years, the Jomon people of Japan made pottery around 14,000 BCE. The Jomons liked to decorate their pots with rope or cord patterns, so they basically invented the first DIY craft. Pottery is slowly spread around the world because of trade routes, migration, and cultural exchange. Pottery was originally invented because people needed something to use for cooking and storing food for long periods of time. But we eventually started to use pottery to express ourselves. An example of this is in Mesopotamia and Egypt. Pottery was not only used for everyday use, but it was also used for religious offerings. These pots would be decorated with symbols and designs. In Greece, people made pottery into the form of storytelling. Greeks also loved painting detailed scenes, myths, and battles. All around the world, people like to decorate pots because pots had meaning to them and they loved art. The history of pottery has evolved into so many different purposes, not just cooking and storing food. But now it's time to explore the present. Just as people in the past relied on pottery for storage, cooking, and decoration, today we continue to depend on pottery in those ways, but also in so many new and better ways. One of those ways are bioceramics. Bioceramics are a ceramic replacement that is designed to safely interact with the human body. According to Science Direct, bioceramics are about twice as strong, smooth, and resistant than they were 5 years ago. They also bond really well with their own bone tissue, allowing patients to regain mobility way quicker and easier. According to the Journal of Arthroplasty, ceramic implants have a success rate of 90%, even after 20 years of use. Bioceramics are extremely important because currently 500,000 people need replacements, and according to Francisco Health, this number will only keep increasing. 52-year-old Dean Cooper noticed that he had terrible leg pain in his right thigh. He couldn't even do everyday activities like walking his dog. Soon enough, Dean couldn't stand the pain anymore and decided to finally go to a private hospital where a doctor recommended a ceramic hip resurfacing. Within 2 months, Dean got his surgery, and for the first time in a while, Dean was finally able to say, I held a New York East party, and I was moving around and entertaining people. Dean was feeling better than he ever had. According to American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, about 3.1 million people have already got this surgery, and their lives have been changed. Nowadays, many dentists are using pottery clay as a teeth filling for cavities. This is needed when a tooth is severely decayed, damaged, fractured. One of the most common uses are crowns and bridges. Pottery clay can also precisely the same color as the original tooth, making it look supernatural. According to Mayo Clinic, many hospitals are also starting to use pottery instead of metal because pottery can withstand very high temperatures, so it can kill off all the bacteria and dirt, making surgery way more safe. Many people also enjoy pottery because you can personalize your own pots and make different shapes, styles, and designs. Sounds like a job for Harry Potter. The idea of making dirt into a beautiful piece of art fascinates so many people. Pottery isn't just a craft, it's something you can use to take your mind off stress and instead bond with family and friends. Actually, the way I found out pottery was when my friends invited me to make pottery with them, which I found frustrating, but also challenging in a fun and exciting way. After that, I started to take pottery lessons and fell in love with pottery. When we look towards the future, pottery isn't just about nostalgia or craft fair. It has some real power to address some of our biggest problems. One of those problems are the amount of plastic waste we have in this world. So in a world of plastic waste, pottery stands out as a good alternative. Pottery is a good option because pottery is reusable, and when broken down, way less harmful to the environment compared to plastic. According to Plastic Pollution Connotation, 10 states have already started making movement. Movement is growing. People are starting to get used to the idea of pottery instead of plastic. Who knew saving the earth would start with your coffee mug? Some other possibilities of pottery inventions are water filters. These filters are specifically designed for regions who don't have access to clean water. These filters are made of clay bulb with tiny pearl-like holes that can trap dirt or bacteria, but lets water pass through. The best part about this invention is that there is no electricity needed, so it can work anywhere and anytime, making it an even more green alternative. Another cool invention is smart pottery. Smart pottery is a bowl or mug that can help you test the temperature of your water, test the freshness of your food, or maybe even more. Pottery is like a pot that has a built-in technology, like tiny sensors, chips, or coatings. This can be helpful to our everyday lives. From the start in ancient caves to today's studios and tomorrow's filters, pottery has always carried more than just water or grains. It carried creativity, culture, and progress. Pottery can connect us to the past by bringing us closer to the ancestors, who were the people who brought us here in the first place. Pottery serves us in the present and brings us closer to the future. But in the end, pottery isn't just about shaping clay. It's about shaping the civilization, environment, and people around us.